Optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
Why, thank you, Ada.
What can I do
Um,
for you, Captain?
I have a power
Do you
regulator.
know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding,
Of
Captain.
course I do.
Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I refuse to take a ladder. Can I go inside here yet? No.
Yeah, huh?
I'm gonna up the ladder just to avoid going down a ladder. Still sealed, huh?
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Do it, brother. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
He better have.
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
A little lightheaded, and I can also slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do I need a nav key to land on the planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Right, the black
Gladys
marketeer.
and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
I don't like the idea of working with a criminal.
Criminals? Goodness, no. Smuggling is a perfectly legitimate business venture. If misappropriating board property is a crime, well then, throw me in Tartarus. Plenty of ways to make money in Halcyon, you know. Not all are above board. Oh, above board, above the Halcyon board. Get it? Laughter. Good.
I loved it.
Wasn't sure you'd be able to, after so long frozen. I'll make a note of that on your progress chart.
What's stopping me from just leaving Halcyon altogether?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place. And we can start by reviving the hope.
Fine.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
You want me to wear a cape?
Wrong matter of shroud, my slow-witted accomplice. This is, how to put it simply, a device that makes you look different, sound different. Briefly. The device has its limits, but it will allow you to blend in perfectly, and probably won't jeopardize your ability to have children. Will it? No, definitely not. Probably, yes. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Why do I even need this gadget? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
How the hell does how the hell does this hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Just garbage. I just don't need this stuff is the thing. Mods do weigh a bit. But I think we're fine. Honestly. Antique that's been in her family for years, she says it should fetch a good price. Mechanical marvel keeps in perfect time in various gravities, including a 0G. However, do not get it wet or subject it to temperatures over 350 degrees Kelvin or under 270 or eat it. Holographic Shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on site. UDL. For Alex Hawthorne? U Bedford? My favorite cereal, okay. Fantastic weapons. Groundbreaker. Power weapon, okay. What does it give it that shrink ray to me? More rare weapons from Groundbreaker. I just get about the same unit. Stern older man with warm eyes. Avati's father. Full of modified tools with unique mechanical urges, or usages. Digging around here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtooth blade. The modern steel wrench in use, this book is heavily geared? It's dodgered, it's very tiny, with doodles and in the margins. I think it said dodgered. I don't know, it's this small text. What do you want from me? Journal of Maximilian de Sorto, Volume 1. Scribblings of these journal pages are utterly ineligible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Sato. Doctrinal Studies 539 of Equity and Equations. These textbooks have been on the print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes. Many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose. The glue now yellowed and cracking along the spines. Index of Banned Literature. Part 1, Various Qualifying Considerations. Part 2, Principal Roles of Restrictive Management. Part 3, Morals and Maximums of Banning Unethical Literature. Part 4, Proof of the Grand Architect of the Predestination for Refutation of the Titles listed within. Or here within. Part 5, Consequences in the Mind and the Will of Man when led astray. Part 6, Official List of Banned Titles. Part 7, Prerequisites for Advancing the Investigation, Outing, and Penalizing of Offenders. OSI anointment vial. Smells suspiciously like iceberg aged whiskey. I didn't see you there. In the condition, most of these cards represent players from Hephaestus, Hammer, and title backers. The Art of Science of Tossball. Impossible to put down, ordered the Scientific Inquiry. Official Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved. Auntie Cleo's Darlings. Signed by Seymour Whittock, who has the record of the most of the field fatalities for 3 consecutive seasons.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
I want you off this ship. You're fine. No mind if I do. We're at 99 weight. Probably eat more stuff. Forgot how to break down.
Sometimes I can hear Vickers saying prayers to himself. Sometimes I hear him cussing about tossball scores.
Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like you talked.
Mostly,
It sounded like that when you
yeah.
talked to Reed.
I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the
He
humor.
meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
But you're actually good at this, and you enjoy it.
I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
You didn't like your classes?
There were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different
I think your
wrenches.
eyebrow's frozen.
Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
After school, you moved straight back to
Yep,
Edgewater.
nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big old hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Pardon me, this is my proud position. What about just eat out the battery? No? Okay. Hey, Pavati, what if you get the ship 0G so I can actually eat off the side of the railing? Did we get the Tinker price yet? Permanently crippled. Legs have been damaged 20 times and your movement speed has now been permanently lowered. Unable to dodge and my movement speed is minus 30. I get 1 perk point. We have a plus 20 and 20. I'm just gonna do it. Give me dialogue. You can have 5 on hard, I believe. What do they want to do? Right. Tinkering cost is minus 50%. Gotcha. This is actually pretty slow. Well, let's go to the groundbreaker. Spacious Choice Travel Advisory. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as the special points of interest that you may have discovered. Fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Station reached. The
Thank you,
groundbreaker.
Moonman.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Know anything about the automechanical gathering dust in the janitor's
The
closet?
unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to
I did,
determine
though.
what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
I'm in the mood for some
Certainly,
entertainment.
Captain. What would you like to hear? What
Tell me a
happened
joke.
to the captain who kept pestering his ship computer? The life support was disabled. Ha, ha. Get it?
Ada, play my favorite
Now
song.
playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Everyone
not my
in
favorite song.
Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song. Now playing
Play it
a
again.
Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
You know what? Maybe it is my
My
favorite.
pleasure,
Thank you.
Captain. As you wish, Captain. I must comply.
You got a minute
with-
to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a
I
power
prefer to
source?
Think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
I don't know,
When I
maybe.
simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling
what might
the
that be?
system with you, Captain.
What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is he one captain the same
Do
as
you know
another?
what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Has there been any other
If you
captains of the ship?
mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be
Okay.
of assistance? What part of the colony
How about the
would you like
colony?
to discuss?
Phineas's orbital
Ah, yes.
lab.
As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
What do you know about
There
Phineas?
is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system? A
Nah, it's
sensible
okay.
choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Why'd you say the landing might
The
be
outlaw
rough?
scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
I want to ask you
Of
about something
course.
else.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss? We're
Groundbreaker?
clear to dock with the groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
You can take care of that for us,
I
right?
can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are
Great, thank
more
you.
than welcome, Captain.
Give me that
The
spiel on
Groundbreaker was
Groundbreaker.
Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with station representatives, in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have...
You know what? We're good for now.
Let's talk when you're free.
Call him Pavati. Something I want to know. Could you, at any point, remove these things? I don't know. I don't mind being slow, but it could be annoying. What did you want?
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about
I
her?
was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Sure, we could head over
Thanks,
there and engineering now.
I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Nope, we're good. Let me just head on out. Two companions, Pavati and Vicar. There we go. Can I get the Vicar shirt? Can I give him my armor and take his? Jay Nelson.
Just checking your ship's
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that. Where are we headed?
I think now that I think about it, like we spent like 2 perk points just to pretty much counteract that perk point. But I don't want to reload is the issue.
Still reviewing your manifest. Why not head on over to the promenade? Lots to keep you occupied there.
Well, let me see. I don't know which one would be which. Like if we were to reload, let me go ahead and save. Let's check. Because now that I realize that's a stupid thing to do, I'd rather just reset my perks and get something else if I had to. I mean, I'll deal with the, if I have to, I'll deal with it. But I'm more, I don't mind the one where I take drugs every once in a while. I'm used to that. I'm pretty sure we're stuck with it, though. No, this is right before it, wasn't it? Yep. Doing this fall will proc it. Or not, I don't know. Okay. Or just a chance to have a prop. Or proc. What? Okay.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I... The unit, Alex... Well, my... As in... Even... What part of... If... Many... I have... How can I be be a
I believe that's everything we did. Also, I forgot about the robot. First end result. Do not forget you have discarded sanitation and maintenance out of mechanical and Emerald Vale scrape hat during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running with a few key modifications. I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean killing machine should be fun. Removal of factory standard part Suds Steeper was successful. Delivery of combat-modified replacement part Acid Steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Any more pressing matters to attend to? But I do. Giving up hope on the delivery. What's new? Find an Acid Steeper. Heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of the Acid Steeper again, or Flitch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway, and sort of never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following the next pit stop back to Emerald Vale. Okay. I'll just go ahead there now, actually. Windows Defender, get out of here. More durability, now worth more to vendors. Okay. But I wanted to go to... Oh, the Vicar. You have levels. More hacking is fine by me. Apply. Let's see. Journal. I want to do quests. There we go. This for Sam? From Roseway. I didn't see Roseway as a planet, is the thing? I don't think we can go there yet. I mean, it could be this. Or Roseway is an actual person.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Hey, Captain? What? You want me to leave? Captain, you can't mean it.
Sorry, I had the wrong thing.
That's
Alright, that's fine. We're back where we were. I don't mind taking feats. That one just seemed like it wasn't really worth it. Like, we waste 2 perk points just to get a perk point.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
Straight out of your pocket.
Yeah, huh?
By Verity, what are we contemplating today?
She didn't see me, it's fine.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss ball stick. I heard you the first time. There.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking Saltunican's gonna appreciate you interrupting.
Keep talking, Millstone. See what happens. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth.
Relax,
Do
let
what
me
you
talk to the
want.
kid.
I'm done here.
Whatever you heard, it's all true.
Not someone out with a toss ball stick.
The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just insult my rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan?
Rizzo's
Only the
Rangers?
finest group of tossball players ever to take the field. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolve your differences like an adult,
That's
right?
when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
You got any
Enjoy my
plans?
freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Technically, the previous captain died in
So
a
your ship's
horrible
got a
accident.
dark and violent history? This is just too perfect. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
Never caught your name. I'm Fettuccine.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you
See you around,
boss.
Felix. Pardon? Did I hire you? I wasn't paying attention that much.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to...
Be there in a minute. Felix would never rat me out. I don't even think he could see me.
Got it. Heads down.
Got it. That would never work. Found an ID cartridge that you can use with your holographic shroud. You will now be automatically disguised when entering this associated districted area. Is that easy?
Stay in the public areas and we'll get along fine.
But like, why go about this way? Do they want money to get in? Is that what it is?
Customs and inspection, right this way.
You got arachnophobia. After really falling from high grade heights, you no longer function well when the ground is beneath you. They'll just lose one dex, one perception, and one temperament. But that's just putting it... That I don't mind, because you just put a point towards them and you're good. Right? That I'm okay with. Although perception, actually, maybe that's not a good thing, because now we don't ever heal. Which, I mean... I guess I don't have to take drugs anymore now. You better like that. No, that's temperament. But that's also a negative to temperament, right? So... As long as... Or I don't heal if I'm on the ground. But the ground's always beneath me, even when I'm in the air. I think, we can... let's test it out. No, it's good. I don't know. So I said arachnophobia as acrophobia? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I believe we are healing over time. Although it's at a very slow speed. We are. Give me more drugs. You don't have the other kind, I guess? Okay. A pickaxe? Is not the best
Identification, please.
You're guarding the doors, so I'll call you guard.
That's
You're
only
welcome.
about the third or fourth dumbest line I've heard all day. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Seems a little high. That was barely a 3 in my humble opinion.
Hey, that's better than half. Could be worse.
Could be better, too. So, identification.
Here you go.
Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Take it back, I'm not Hawthorne, this is my ship.
Thank the law. I could use a diversion. Tell me more then. Really sell it to me.
Hawthorne died in the crash, I took his ID so I could
Not
fly his
fond
ship.
of that story. It lacks dazzle. What else have you got?
Captain Hawthorne abducted me and made me work for the ship for free.
I like
I'm a
where this
prisoner
is
help.
headed. What happened to this, vile kidnapper? You must feel
He's dead.
terrific. Good for you. Not in the least.
Leave him to Hawthorne?
Good story, though.
How do I get
wanna
this
take it
resolved?
up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. Can't miss it.
Any idea why my ship was
Access to that
impounded?
information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Great, I'll go talk to
You
him
take
and
the
straighten this
starch out
out.
of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda
What do you need?
Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipments?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else.
Ooh.
I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much
Got it.
appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Looking for a woman named
Thanks.
Gladys.
You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Looking for a drink. Any
Most
recommendations?
places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Which way starboard? Aren't there stars
It
all around?
means on your right side. Reckon you're from one of the planets. Word of advice. You see a door marked opens to vacuum? Stay clear.
What if I need to clean up a mess? Like I spill crumbs on a carpet
That's
or
not
something?
the kind of vacuum. You know what? Never mind. Open any door you want. The mess will take care of itself.
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Looking for something a little bit more
Commandant
local.
Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Happy to help.
Got it,
It's
thanks.
my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
How does Halcyon
Are
Holdings
you
work
pulling my
anyway?
leg?
I don't know hardly anything at
Well,
all,
You
actually.
seem to know yourself, and that's got to count for something. Not too many folks can say the same. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
The board runs most of the system,
Yep.
don't they?
Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
How does the Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
So there's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help.
I don't think there were any many independent operators in the
Relative
system.
to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about the
They
sublight
strip
salvage?
the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. All right?
That's all I need to know about work. What can you tell me about Oldham Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
So there's tension between Groundbreaker and the board?
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Why can't Groundbreaker and the board just work
Sure
together?
you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
Sounds
Sounds
complicated.
like, yeah, but from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway. Sure thing.
Alright,
Nice seeing
bye.
you.
Am I allowed in? Yeah, I am. But now I'm gonna go into the roof, because I did that. A ring? Sir?
I'll keep quiet.
You absolute fool.
What? I saw something. I'm jumping at shadows here.
Well, you know. I panicked.
So far as you
Mem,
know,
how you doing?
I'm not drinking on duty.
She's not drinking on duty, don't worry about it. Go this way, shall we? Customs. Free gear. I think he fell. Gold ring. Think he fell again? Oh, here he is. That reminds me. Dialogue skills +5. You can't be changed? Oh, and I put it all in storage, didn't I? Never mind. Did I? I don't remember doing that. I mean, I thought it said no. I took everything back out. Oh, whatever. Revolver, just use it. Protective clothing with safety harness. Now we can get it if we wanted to. What happened to you, sir? Both of these have dialogue, so it doesn't really matter. It also has tech. Wait, this is my armor, isn't it? What? No, it just has the same stuff that I... No, I don't have tech. So I should give you this, because it's just the same thing, but better. I mean, armor-wise is less. I can fix that just by going to the, thing. It looks so different. That would hurt. So with that, if I missed. Pavati!
I don't have time
Hey.
for this.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming
This
from
is it.
Monarch.
Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret. So,
Yeah, you told me
tell
that
me
already.
what's on your mind.
Are you always broken?
Huh?
Huh?
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today?
Just getting my bearings.
This is the security desk, ma'am. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Do you do, I don't know, tours or something?
Just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Any chance you'll change your mind?
Well, let me think about it for a minute. No?
You don't sound awfully sure of that.
We got a lot of rules to follow. Hard to remember them all sometimes.
I'd really like to get back
that,
there.
But this area's off limits. I told you. Maybe if you... All right.
Some other questions? How far are we from 45? What's over here? We're at 37. What about from this? Like dialogue, Soliloquy. I don't see that being affected here. Would dialogue be a mind tribute? I don't know. Personality? 42. Drink another? Maybe? 42 still. Okay, need another personality trait. That's still alcohol, but I don't think it's gonna work. We're there.
What can Groundbreaker Security do? Yeah, maybe if you clear an open bounty and
We're
get in
friends,
good
right,
with
Lee? Do me a favor and I'll owe you one?
All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any shady stuff. I'd like to keep my job.
There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest.
It's just that easy. Docking records data cartridge. Pistol, hatchet, metal hoop, prayer beads, locked container.
Got it.
That was that.
His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
Seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things. I'm going.
Thank you.
Gosh, that's clever.
Too easy. You still in here? Yes. Are they in your way, ma'am? I apologize. Sir? Don't mind me, I'm gonna hang out in your office for a minute. You don't mind, do you? Stop that.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
What bounties do you have available?
For you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but two officers.
flying under the influence of illegal substances?
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum.
Any leads on where I
Last
might
tip
find
we got
McReed?
pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. You and
Okay.
about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head. Or his lucky lighter as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Alrighty, I'll be on my way. Oh, there, partner.
What can Groundbreaker security do for you?
That's fine. Get me out of here. Hey, mister. You ready to do some Halloween spooky stuff? Alright. Ooh. We should do our stands. The last stand. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let Destiny like right now. Miracle on the Frontier.